Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome this evening. I have a couple of things just to cover before we get started, and that's regarding any fires or anything that we may have this evening, which I'm hoping we don't. But we do have 3 fire exits in the building. The doors that you came in, over to my right, your left, and through here as well. Also, we've got toilets at the back and a disabled toilet for anyone that would like to use it. So, my name's Philip Gaw, I'm the chairman of Ballywalter Flute Band, and I'm just going to do a couple of quick thank yous before we start this evening, because you're going to be so enthralled and it's going to be so good, there's no time to do thank yous later on. So, first of all, I would like to thank the church, first and foremost, for the use of the hall this evening. It's such a great cause we're all here for. The church are not charging for the hall, it's free light, free electric, and it's just very, very welcome for them to do that for us. All the people that have worked behind the scenes here, this stage for example, was specially built. Sound and light, getting all the instruments here, back and forward, and not just tonight, because we've had several rehearsals. We've been to Ballymena doing this concert a few weeks ago. We've been in Belfast rehearsing, and all those things take time and a lot of work. One man in particular I'd like to make a quick mention to is Mr. Dennis Boston, our secretary. Dennis has been the liaison officer, I would say. And I don't envy his task. I'm sure he's getting messages all the time, or what time, Dennis, what this. He organised all the music, and without Dennis this evening we would have stuck. So thank you very much, Dennis, for your hard work. So the seed was sown for this concert back last summer when both bands were asked to take part in the Belfast International Tattoo. And I would just say, if you haven't seen that footage, go on tonight when you go home to YouTube, have a look. You will see how we can march and do all these different things, which it's a great day and a great week, really. So we've made many friends over this last year with Kellswater behind me from Ballymena, and I'm sure that those friendships will last for many years to come. The local folk here will have seen Ballywalter Flute Band up and down the street, in church at Christmas, but you probably won't have seen us that often doing what we're going to do tonight. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the variety of music that will be on show tonight, and especially with their youth. But without further ado, I think I've covered everyone, and if I haven't, I apologise. I want you to give all our guests from Kellswater a big, rising Ballywalter welcome. I'll hand you over to the rest of the evening to the musical directors and the band. Thank you very much.
sounds there from the combined bands of Kellswater and Ballywalter, conducted by Jim Bailey, MBE. That march was, and I must say before I finish, William Laughlin, really nice piccolo solo. Stand up and take a round of applause. Alec Abbott composed that march. Alex is quite a character. Never had a composition lesson in his life, but very, very talented. I often thought if he either went to music college and studied composition, he really made it quite big. And I mean that seriously. You can hear that. He's always stealing me ideas. I can hear about 3 or 4 different ideas in that first march. But I must tell you, Alec for many years conducted Glasgow Amateurs Flute Band, and he told me a story once about this is a true story now, not many of my stories are, but this one is actually true. It is true. There was a wee man, Murray, and he was the, I can't mind his first name, but anyway, he was the chairman of the band, and there was a Chinese community around, this is true, don't be laughing, this is true, Chinese community around the area that they had the band practice, and sadly somebody in the Chinese community died. And one of the local men called, he says, we want you to play at the funeral. And Billy says, yes, that's fine, what would you like, abide with me, and even play, that sort of thing. He says, no, I want bang bang music. He said, what do you mean bang bang? No, we don't play that at funerals, we play eventide and then nice hymn and that. And so, bang bang music. And he says, I don't know what you mean. So they were in his band hall and they got the drum. And Billy said, you mean the sash? And this is true because I know of Chinese funeral, they have lots of crackers. So he had them there, and Alec told me the story. The band, Glasgow Amateur, thumping away at the drums, playing the sash at this Chinese funeral. And that is a true story. It just came into my head, honestly, Granny, it is. Anyway, we're going to go on now. I've lost my train of thought, not unusual. To play, the band is going to play a wee piece now. I had to look at this because we know nothing about it. Blowing in the Wind, written by Bob Dylan, back in 1962, long before I or any of you were born, of course. And in 2004, it was ranked number 14 in Rolling Stone magazine list of 500 greatest songs of all time. And this flute arrangement is by Alexander Carlin, Jim and the Bands. young lady playing the piano earlier. What's your name? Jessica. I think you deserve a round of applause. You need to stand up now. I was just sitting there, and it was lovely to hear these lovely arpeggios flowing. It was all very good. And I, you know, it's one of the worst things you have to do. Musician, you sit in the corner and play for ages, nobody listens. Story of my life. There you are. What can I do? What can I do? Now, we're going to go on now to a piece of music which is very significant at this time of year, coming up into June, and to the 6th of June. Of course, we remember, and this year commemorates the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings at Normandy. This piece of music it was composed for the mini-series The Band of Brothers, and this is the main theme. The series came out in 2001. Music by Michael Kamen, and this arrangement is by someone called Mark Douglas of some band called Ballywalter. Band of Brothers. and gentlemen, give a big hand to Cairnduff, please. And we'll be hearing some more from Faye later on in the evening. Now, we're on to another piece of military music, a march called The Western Front. It's one I remember very well, and for several different reasons. It was composed by my old boss when I was in the Coldstream Guards Band, Major retired David Marshall, in 1991. We went to North America and Canada for a tour which lasted 3 months. 76 cities in 3 months, all the way from Halifax in Nova Scotia, crisscrossing Canada and the States, right down to the Mexican border in San Diego. And it was a long time, I can tell you, sitting on the back of a bus every day. And I made a mistake the very first day in New York. Well, I didn't make a mistake. This band sergeant major sent me a message, and by the time I get back, all the Gucci seats, as they say, had been taken. And there was only one seat left for me, and that was the back of the Piper's bus. That is not, it's like the gates of hell there. It is not a good place to be, you know, so I sort of crept on to the bus and up to the back. And these are all Queen's Old Highlanders, pipes and drums. Like, they're all got the same surnames, Mackay, Mackenzie, and sorry, I'm in the Coldstream Guards. So I had a bit of that, and I thought, well, that's all right, I better. So I sat down, and the next thing, back of the seat, drumming. 3 months later, but actually 2 or 3 of them became lifelong friends. And that march was composed for that tour, and after 10 shows we threw the music away, because we could, for the other 70s or 66, we remembered it all. It's made up of 2 tunes, A Long Way to Tipperary and Keep Home Fires Burning. You have 2 different songs there from the First World War. The Tipperary one was brought to the Western Front when the Connaught Rangers landed at Calais, and they were heard to be singing that song, and it was taken up as the Tommies tune. Then you had the song from the Home Front, which was Keep That Home Fires Burning, composed by the late great Sir Ivor Novello, and these are probably 2 of the most famous tunes from that First World period, ably crafted together by Major David. Please welcome back Jim and the band playing Western Front. course, tonight is about the music, but it's also about charity and giving to those who are in need at this time. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome representative from the Northern Ireland Children's Hospice to give an address. Please welcome Sarah Jewell.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I'm here on behalf of the Northern Ireland Children's Hospice. So, thank you so much to Dennis for inviting me along tonight. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, so thank you. It is no secret that we don't receive very much government funding, so I'm sure you've all seen the media coverage that we've recently had. So we don't get much from the government, and we do rely on the generosity of people like you to keep us going. So your success in raising the vital funds will help us care for the local children and families across Northern Ireland. So thank you. Northern Ireland Children's Hospice is the only one of its kind, and we provide specialist palliative care to babies, children and young people living with life-limiting and life-threatening illnesses. So we have care offered in our dedicated children's hospice called Horizon House. Some of you may be familiar with that one. It's up on the O'Neill Road in Newtownabbey. But we also do provide that hospice at home care in the patient's home. And all of our care is tailored to each child's individual needs. The care we offer is so wide-ranging, and people sometimes aren't aware of that. So we offer supported short breaks, so some respite care at Horizon House. We provide emergency care, palliative care, and of course our end-of-life care. Our dedicated inpatient unit, Horizon House, it really is a home from home for our children. They can take a short break from the normal life that they lead, and they can recharge their batteries with us in a homely, warm and welcoming environment. And we also recognise that the whole family is affected when a child has a life-limiting condition, and at Children's Hospice we wrap our care around everyone, so brothers, sisters, parents, grandparents. We aim to strengthen that family unit and offer a sense of normality and stability amidst those challenging times that they're facing. I just wanted to bring along one of the families that we've been working with recently and just give you a very quick example of some of the care that we provide. So 6-year-old Riley is with us, and he's such a warm, loving little boy. He lives with his mum and his little brother. Riley was born very prematurely, and that led to a very complex neurological condition. Riley's mum said this: "Riley is such a great little boy. He's always smiling and happy, and he really is a fighter. We've been coming to Children's Hospice since he was nearly 1. He absolutely loves coming to Children's Hospice. Some of our children actually refer to it as Horizon Hotel. There are so many parts of this care that he receives that stand out. There's music therapy, there's a sensory room, and cuddles, and the care that he gets is all amazing. At home, Riley can't have a bath, so we have to use a shower trolley. So when he's able to go into the pool at Children's Hospice, it's such a wonderful thing for him and us as a family to get to experience. And there have been times when he's become very, very sick because of his condition, and in 2018 he was put into the intensive care unit at hospital, and there was a real chance that he wasn't going to make it. It was such a terrible time, with his little brother only being 1. We would stay at the hospital and then move to hospice, only to end back at the hospital again. This went on for 8 months. I remember calling the Children's Hospice and crying on the phone because it was so overwhelming and I was at my wit's end. But after speaking to the hospice nurse, they came straight to the hospital to be with us. They took shifts in the ICU so I could get some rest. And at one point I got to stay in Horizon House so I could be closer to Riley and get some sleep to allow me to keep going on. I honestly couldn't have got through this time without the support of the hospice. They've always been there for me and my family. So this is just a glimpse into some of the care that we provide at Children's Hospice. I know that the cost of living crisis and the difficult economic climate have impacted so many people and organisations, but that's including us. But despite these challenges, your support is more crucial than ever. The money that you've raised tonight will ensure that we can continue to provide the essential care to support other families like Riley's. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for those words. And there will be some buckets available at the interval and the end of the if you feel you can make a donation to the charity. Now, we've a bit of stage management here. Okay, hope they're not for me on the getting up's not a problem, it's getting down. And those of you know me in ladders don't get on well at all. That's why I'm stood on the ground. I can't afford any more falls. Now, what's next? Have we got a choir? Are they here? They're coming now. They are coming now. I hope they're coming now because I feel a joke coming on. And that's not something you want to experience in any shape or form. Here we are. Come on in. There we are. Yes, there's one, there's two, there's a whole wing of them. There we go. There we are. Now, these are the boys and girls from, where are you from? Ballywalter Primary School. And what are you going to sing? Some songs. Well, that's a very good answer. Shouldn't ask that. I've seen that coming a mile away. Comedian everywhere. Have we got any names of the songs? What are they called? What? Skipping in the school. Just that one. And a few more. Well, tell me a few more. Sorry, I've got plenty of time. What? Sailing Saturday. The sea shanty. Oh, silly me, the sea shanty. There we are. Are we all good to go? All got somebody on the keys, and we got the director of music here. And please welcome Ballywalter Primary School Choir.
should come to him. No one else can satisfy. I should come to him. Jesus said, if I am weak, I should come to him. No one else can be my strength. I should come to him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus said that if I fear, I should come to him. No one else can be my shield. I should come to him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus said, if I am lost, he will come to me. And he showed me on that cross, he will come to me. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Fantastic performance from the children of Ballywalter Primary School Choir. Give them another round of applause. We'll stay with the youth theme now, and we have 4 young musicians going to play for you in a moment. But I've been passed a little write-up, which I think is really nice. It's written by Ali Mackay, one of the members of the band here, and it just talks about banding and families. And I just want to take a few moments to read this out before the next performance. In 1954, the members of the first learners class were to be the band's first trophy winners. Patrick Bell, Francis Mackay, George Price and Jack Brown formed a winning quartet, competing and performing tirelessly, full of youth and talent. The two surviving members, Patrick and Francis, are both here with us this evening, and of course they're still full of youth and talent. I'm reading it, I'm getting on it. And of course they are. You see, Northern Ireland, banding in Northern Ireland is a family. It's like catching a bug. The music passes from generation to generation. We're into the fourth generation of Mackays. Gary caught the bug badly, with all four members of his family currently playing members. We've got Gary, Ali, Clara and Cameron. His brother Graham, also a member, is already starting to recruit his own crew on board as well. We have mum and daughter Carol and Jessica Bailey in the band. Another fourth generation family from the late David Monan, another founding member. Sharon Bryce and her son Cameron are in the band. Thanks to Sharon's late father George Bryce for their introduction to the band, with Sharon being one of the very first female members. Brian Bailey from the percussion section enjoys the band with his two daughters Isla and Amelia, who is the band's first ever female percussionist. Her father Hugh must have passed those percussion skills down through the generations. Chairman Philip Gaw has family links with his dad and sister in the band, not forgetting his late mum and sister also. Rodney Brown's family goes back to his father, then founder member and grandfather Bob Brown. Similarly, William Palmer's grandfather was a member in the band's earliest days. Ken Robson and his daughter Amelia are another family unit in the ranks. Robert Ray and his son Robert Ray Jr. are soon to be joined by his little learning sister Victoria Ray. We have sets of siblings, Claire and Victoria Gaw, Andy and Colin Cairnduff. You can't possibly name Ballywalter Flute Band without naming Jackie Brown, or as we said before, Paddy Bell, who even the whole Bell family. Jackie, our founding member and late president, would be proud that his only grandson is still playing in the band, but tonight he's on stage management for the concert. Patrick Bell, over the years, gave more than his three children as members, son-in-law Robbie and wife Martha, as an unsung hero of unfailing support. He's taken the band to heights of winning world championship competitions and shares his musical arrangements with us this evening. His son Alan, renowned professional musician, proudly introduces his daughter Evie for her debut with the band this evening. And welcome to Evie, and I'm sure you can give Evie a round of applause. You don't have to be to have family in the band. Anyone not already mentioned may not have blood ties, but no doubt the band has become their extended family. The band is currently fortunate to receive funding from tuition from the Ulster Scots Agency. Philip Gaw currently leads the youth section with the help of Robert Ray and Brian Bailey. Sessions are before the main rehearsal on Monday evenings. Please speak to Philip this evening if you know of anyone interested, young or not so young, in becoming involved in the band. Anybody is welcome. Good job looking at you lot. Anyway, you could soon be part of our community and this Ballywalter band family. My goodness, I'm glad that got over. But very well written by Ali Mackay. Give Ali a round of applause. Bit like Ballygown in the way you're related to everybody and anybody, even if you think you're not. You don't play in the band, they turn your water or your electric off. I'll tell you, it very nearly happened to me several times. Now, I have said way too much. These young people here, who have we got? We have Amelia. Who's Amelia? I know you, Amelia. Isla. And then we have Cameron. You're there, Cameron, hiding behind that stand. And Samuel. And they're going to play Tchaikovsky's Waltz from the Sleeping Beauty. And they're going to be playing in the Flute Band Association competition tomorrow. Please give the quartet a warm welcome. Bravo. Thank you to the quartet. Give them another round of applause. Now, we've come on to the last 3 items before the interval. We're going to have Paddy Bell up now. Needs no introduction here. A legend of flute banding and a long-standing stalwart of this band. I have that Paddy's going to introduce his own pieces, so you'll thankfully, this is the last you'll hear from me before the interval. Please be generous. Remember, a £20 note takes longer to float down to the bottom of the bucket than a fiver. Gentlemen, get rid of that chaff out of your pockets, as they say in Ballywalter. It'll only annoy you. It annoys my dad all the time. Falls out of the pocket down. I caught in the day, nearly gave himself a heart attack trying to hook 50p out from under the seat. He was 2 hours working at it. So don't let that kind of thing annoy you. Get rid of the chaff. Seriously, if you can afford to, please give. And I'll see you after the interval, and I'll leave you in the capable hands of Patrick Bell and the bands.
Well, thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. I must say it's great to be here. At my age, it's great to be anywhere. We're going to start off this part of the programme with a special item. It's a xylophone duet, my brother and sister, Cara and Cameron. And they're going to play a tune called The Two Imps. And if you watch very closely when they play this, you'll see that at no time do their hands leave their wrists. Is that on? See modern technology, sorry. Okay. Can you just leave it live, will it?
That's what I did. I'll bring it down. You bring it.
Thank
Thank you. Dennis Boston warned me not to be telling any the old jokes tonight, but I would have to say that I heard that Dennis was in Newton Ards during the week, and a lady came up to him and said, "Hello, handsome, can you tell me the way to the opticians?" I told you I'd get you back where I am. Phil Coulter is one of our most prolific songwriters. He has written in many styles. He has written Eurovision entries, Puppet of the Spring, Congratulations. He's also written the anthem for the Ireland Rugby International Football Team, Ireland's Call, and many other things. He actually wrote a very nice thing called Home from the Sea for the lifeboat, or in a lie. Actually, Phil Coulter's brother was drowned in the foil, and it's because close to his heart. And another one called, he's got a very disabled child, and he wrote a tremendous song. You can look it up sometime. It's called Scorn Not His Simplicity, which ties in very nicely tonight, actually. But we're going to play something a bit more reflective and thoughtful. Phil Coulter remembers the American GIs who were stationed in Derry, Londonderry, during the war. And he wrote a tune called Home Away from Home. And we're going to play that for you now. It's a beautiful and emotional melody. It starts off on the lower flutes here, on the altos, and then the tune is taken over by the concert flutes in the middle, and finally, but not finally, on the top end, because the final say finishes up with the altos again. So I hope you enjoy Home Away from Home, and you can enjoy listening to where all the different colours are coming from. Thank you. Thanks very much. You know, it's a sign of a really good set of musicians when they can pull the conductor out of a hole. I actually gave a pause there. It wasn't on the music. I didn't intend to do it at all. It was just a complete mistake. But they just followed me and just carried on. And I hope nobody noticed it. But now you'll know about it. So, yeah, Richard was reading out there about families and bands, and that's very, very true. And my granddaughter, Evie, is in the band tonight, at the back there. Can you stand up, Evie? I don't think that makes any difference, does it? Here she is. Evie was down with Martha and me today, and she says to me, Granda, could you make a noise like a frog? And I said, well, what do you want me to make a noise like a frog for? She says, well, my nanny says that when you croak, we're going to go to this land. Elizabeth II became monarch in 1952. She was crowned in 1953. And in those days, radio was the big thing. Television was just in its infancy. And Ronald Binge, a composer of light music, light classical music, composed a piece called Elizabethan Serenade. I think it was first broadcast in 1951 on radio by Mantovani and his orchestra. He later changed the name of it from what it was, I can't remember what it was, to Elizabethan Serenade because of history at that time. And the reason that was given was, I got one of my cataracts off, and I've only one bad eye and the worst one. Yes, it was to reflect the post-war optimism of a new Elizabethan age. There you go. So when the Queen passed away in 2022, I did this arrangement of Elizabethan Serenade to kind of mark that and hope the band might use it sometime. So tonight's a good opportunity. I hope you enjoy it, Elizabethan Serenade.
Round of applause for the Googers, Paul and I hope you're all suitably refreshed after the short interval, and welcome back to the second half of the evening's concert. The reason for this concert is because both Kellswater and Ballywalter band were invited to Belfast Tattoo last year, is that right? I should know when I was at it. It must have been really good. And the director of music, Nigel Edgar, from Belfast, who invited both bands along, and they gave a tremendous marching display. So that's the raison d'etre for tonight's concert. So I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Maestro Nigel Edgar, Kellswater and Ballywalter bands.
Thanks very much, folks. It's a real honour and a privilege for me to be invited along here tonight. That was the start of the opening set of the Belfast Tattoo that the two bands performed to for three separate performances. So in the total, you're probably talking about 14 or 15,000 people probably seen it, you know. So I was really impressed with the two bands when I contacted them and we set up a wee meeting via WhatsApp. So it wasn't very formal, but they came together, they worked together, and they became friends. And what they're doing tonight here is absolutely tremendous. So long may it continue. That was a bridge too far. My grandfather, he loved that piece. He loved the film. He fought in the war. He had a lot of medals, and I says to him one day, I says, Granda Fred, I says, what's all the medals for? He says, I saved 500 men. I says, how the devil did you save 500 men? He says, I shot the cook. Our next piece, folks, is our next piece of music, folks, is the Game of Thrones. Okay, and it leads into a joint collaboration of a drum link between the two drum corps and into the Glaswegian March. The Glaswegian March has the famous trio I Belong to Glasgow, so please sing along when we reach that point. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much, folks, for the appreciation and applause there. Next up, don't know if there's any Elvis fans in the house here, but we're going to play one of his greatest hits. It's a song that I actually got married to in America, and there's a wee funny story with it. We went to it was actually Las Vegas, okay, so, but it was it was a lovely wedding. But anyway, we went in and he said, the American preacher says, have you any music, Nigel and Suzanne? I says, yes, we have. She wants to use this track here called Can't Help Falling in Love. Are you sure about that, Nigel? I says, why's that? He says, well, the first line says, only fools rush in. So, but we're still together. So, it brought us luck. But here's Can't Help Falling in Love with Rachel Lutton on the violin. Another wee thing, this one man at all these type of events never gets any, he never gets a chance for an applause, but I'd like to say, very well done to Richard, for it's not an easy thing comparing any event. I think he deserves a bit of a round of applause. We're going to finish off our wee set here with a wee tribute to the three services, and it's entitled, it's a song march, there is words to it, the Army, the Navy and the Air Force.
big round of applause for Nigel, Edgar and Kellswater. Nigel is also, besides being Director of Music at Belfast Tattoo, he's also the conductor of Cairnduff Flute Band. Cairnduff is a townland in Saintfield and does a lot of work, good work around there in the community. Now, we have Faye back. Faye, how are you? And I have a little resume on you here. You've done quite a lot, have you? Faye started dancing and singing at the age of 6 and has performed in many venues, including the SSA Arena, the Waterfront Hall, and the O2, but to name a few. A past pupil of Regent House, after finishing her A-levels, Faye went on to an arts education where she did a foundation year in musical theatre. She then went on to do a 3-year musical theatre degree at the Institute of Arts in Barcelona. I lived in Barcelona for 6 months. How did you find it?
Doing a test of my Spanish knowledge.
I know, no, I'll tell you what, did people turn up in time for concerts? They never turned up for mine. No,
Very laid back, the Spanish.
Nobody ever turned up on time in Spain, and I couldn't get over that eating at midnight all the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Faye's dad Colin and Uncle Andrew both play in the band, and her niece Sophie is currently learning to play the flute. Faye will be performing a few numbers. Of course, you've already heard the Band of Brothers, and you'll now hear Only the Good Die Young from the musical We Will Rock You. Please welcome Faye Cairnduff.
Is it raining in heaven? Do you want us to cry? And everywhere the broken-hearted, on every lonely avenue, no one could reach them. Another tricky situation. I get to drowning in the blues, and I find myself thinking, well, what would you do? Yes, it was such an operation. Sense of your leaving, was it the way it was planned?
Ladies and gentlemen, Fane Cairnduff. Before we go on, I just want to ask me to say a couple of words about a few members of the band. We have Mr. John Walsh is here tonight, sole surviving founder member of the band, who celebrated his 90th birthday a few months back and has recently been installed as band president. John, it's great to see you tonight. Can you make yourself known? John, see her about this part of the world must be doing you good. We have John MacDonald, Mr. John MacDonald here tonight, aka Ding, or the band's drum major. He's recuperating after suffering a bad injury at work. Hopefully it will not be too long until the band has you back in front of them again, John. Good to see you here tonight if you're here. Are you here? Back row. I was talking to Philip earlier, and everybody would like to send their best wishes to Mervyn Goa, who's been in hospital for quite some time now, and Mervyn has returned home during the week, and Philip was telling me he even hopes to be at Stream tomorrow maybe to listen to young members of the band play, and hopefully Philip will see your dad back in better health soon again. So that's all the announcements, that's everybody welcomed. I'm going to hand you back to the effervescent Peter Pan of the flute band world, Patrick Bell.
The effervescent Peter Pan. Well, I say there's only one cure for grey hair. It was invented by a Frenchman. It's called the guillotine. We're going to play Over the Rainbow now, and we're going to do it in two ways. We're going to do it in the traditional way, as per Judy Garland from The Wizard of Oz, and then we're going to do it in a more upbeat version, which was performed by a gentleman from Hawaii, whose name I cannot pronounce, but I know that Fiona can pronounce it. So Fiona, could you tell us the man's name, please?
Israel Kamakavivule.
sister-in-law Margaret is in Mount Alexander at the minute. Martha and I went across to see her, and there was a bowl of peanuts sitting, and I took one or two, and Martha took one or two, and before we knew it, we'd eaten all the peanuts. And I said to Margaret, I'm sorry, we've eaten all your peanuts, but we'll replace them for you. And she says, never worry, I only suck the chocolate off them. Working with the Kellswater band has been a real pleasure and a privilege. They're not only fine musicians, and they're not only very nice people, but they speak the same language as we can hear. Alistair MacDonald, earlier on, we were having tea and having John Bailey at the back of it. We're having a cup of tea, and Alistair says, is that a lemon tart or a meringue? And John says, no, you're right. Okay, we're going to finish this part of the programme with, we're going to take you on a grand march around Ulster. Ulster are beating our game tonight. I don't know how they get on very well, but that's where the idea came from. I heard the crowd sing and thought, that'd be a good march. And I thought, well, why not extend it and use some songs from different counties around the province. I've only done 6 from Northern Ireland, and then the other 3 are work in progress. But we're going to take you now on an extended march around the counties of Ulster and a selection for a marching called Stand Up for the Ulster Men. I'll just hold on to the mic, thanks, Richard. I might just say a word or two. This is the first time that...
Do you have to talk all the way through the music?
Yeah, yes. I'm going to be like Hugo Duncan. This is the very first time I've ever conducted with a microphone. Here we go now. Okay, so 2-3 beat rolls. County Down, the star of the County Down. We're heading across to the northwest to Londonderry, the world famous beautiful Londonderry air. now to Tyrone Among the Bushes with Pretty Little Girl from Oma. For all you Daniel O'Donnell fans, keep that up. Now travelling south to the Lakeland county of Fermanagh with Fare Thee Well, Enniskillen. And then to the Orchard County of Armagh as we enjoy the lovely piccolo playing of Flute and Hammer. Now a very beautiful tune from a beautiful county, the county from which Kellswater come, County Antrim. Can you give Kellswater a round of applause? I'm finishing up at the capital city, Belfast, and then tell me back. So that's the Grand March completed. I hope you've enjoyed our tour of the 6 counties of Northern Ireland on the march. And don't forget to stand up for the Ulster men and women.
Paddy Bell and the Kellswater and Ballywalter bands. what? That was a really terrific arrangement of Patrick's there with with all those links into those popular tunes. Not an easy thing to do. I particularly like this piccolo solo. So please give Patrick a round of applause. Now, before I go, I must get a selfie while you lot. This is only to prove to my wife that I wasn't stood in Gourley's bar all night. Not that a man in my position would do that, but you know, she always thinks the worst of me. So smile and say hello, put your hands up. Here we go. Last orders is late there though. I can believe. So, but seriously, please welcome back Faye with an absolutely beautiful song from one of my favourite musicals, Les Miserables. And as the sign says, when I went to see it in Victoria Theatre many years ago, it says this musical, now, today and forever. Nothing lasts forever, but this song will go on for a long, long time. Please welcome Faye with I Dreamed a Dream.
There was a time when love was blind and the world was a song and the song was exciting. There was a time that it all went wrong. I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. And I was young and unafraid, and dreams were made and used and wasted. There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your heart, as they turn your dream to shame. Slept a summer by my side. He filled my days with endless wonder. He took my childhood in his stride, but he was gone when autumn came. And still I dreamed he'd come to me, that we would leave the
the wonderful voice of Faye Cairnduff. We've come to the end of proceedings, so just the finale music, which will run through now. I'm right. I'm in the yes. There's Jim, the effervescent, ever youthful Jim Bailey, MBE as well, is approaching the stage. Jim, good to see you back again. The finale will run with "I Vow to Thee, My Country," featuring soloist Amelia Robson, and that'll be followed by a Kellswater drum salute, Irish jigs, and some tune called Killaloo to finish. Music, concerts are always finished with music, so I will be saying nothing else this evening. If you've enjoyed the concert, you've been listening to Kellswater and Ballywalter flute bands. If you haven't enjoyed the concert, you've been listening to Ballyloan Concert Flute Band. Thank you and good night.